Ladies and gentlemen, buyers, good afternoon and a very, very warm welcome to what is sure to be another very special Harcourts Rata & Co auction, number 37, Viewgrand Boulevard in Epping. My name is Robert Ozzimo and I proudly represent the company of Harcourts Rata & Co. I'm joined here today by some of the best agents in the north, the award-winning team at Harcourts Rata & Co. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Ivan, Sherry, and of course Michael Cetrola and Emilia Faba, who no doubt you've had the great pleasure of meeting throughout the marketing campaign. Buyers, please let me share with you the following announcements which are in place to help you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for a property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer will indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders, and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding, and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for a 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in a flexible 30 to 90 days time. Is it 90 or 120 mils? To 90 days time, at which I can't understand my own handwriting. 30 to 90 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything is in there, everything is quite clear. So buyers, is with my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. A great opportunity for you and your family to buy this ultimate family home in this ultimate family location. Has everything that you need, not only for great capital growth, but also to create the perfect lifestyle for you and your family. We can see parkland as close as across the road. These beautiful, well manicured streets. You can see as you look up and down Viewgrand Boulevard and Greenfields that there are some very, very house proud owners, and that's for good reason, because once you move in to this estate, you tend to stay. This is where memories are made and families are grown. So the opportunities like we have before us today rarely become available. An opportunity nonetheless for you and your family to take advantage of. And what a perfect way to do that. What a perfect way to get into the market than with this great home. Plenty of space for the family today and for the family to grow into over the years. An abundance of accommodation, thoughtfully thought out, and of course luxuriously appointed throughout the home. So great opportunity for you and your family today to bid, to buy, to get the sold sticker up on the board. If that is your goal, buyers, right now is the opportunity to secure that right. Where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for 37 Viewgrand? Who'd like to start us off, buyers? I don't mind the call. I'm in your hands. Start me where you like. This is your moment, your time. Had my say, time for you to have yours. I can say one thing with absolute certainty: our vendors are here to sell today. So if you're here to buy, this is your moment to take advantage of the opportunity. An opportunity to put your hand up first, to show every other potential buyer that the keys belong to you, to stake your claim, mark your territory, to start from a position of strength. You've got that opportunity now, buyers. I don't mind the call. I'm in your hands. Start me where you like. At 800,000, a bit light on, but I'll go with you at 8, and why not at 800,000 now? Invite participation in rises of quarters. At 800,000, I'll say 825 in the rise. At 800,000 now, looking for 25 on top at 800, even money at that. Welcome and best of luck at 800,000. At 800,000, I have now. At 800,000, bargain basement buying at that at 8. At 850, even better at 850,000. Fight fire with fire, why not give me 50 on top? At 850,000 and the bid's there. At 850 the bid. At 850,000, best of luck here today, sir. At 850,000, bid here, opportunity with you, one bid, not enough. Once at 850,000, done. Twice, $850,000 the bid, done. Finished. Third, I'm taking 25, sir. Can I say 75? At 75, welcome and best of luck at 875. The same courtesy at 890 now. Short of my stride to get you involved, back involved. At 890,000, make it 900 in the rise. At 890,000, the bids here. At 890,000, happy to entertain 10, sir. Same courtesy at 900. At 900,000, even money. At 910, sir. At 910,000, bid back here at 910. At 910,000, fairly been offered now at 910 the bid. At 910,000, bid here, my left, your right, opportunity with you. Same opportunity at 10 if you like. At 910,000, fairly been offered. At 910,000, bid here once at 910. I'm taking 10, sir, make it 20. At 920 now, 920 and 30 if you like. At 25, I just knock back his 5. He'll kill me if I take yours, sir. At 30 now, 930. At 930,000. At 930, I will take it. Is that 35, sir? I will take it because we're on the market and we're selling here today. So 935,000, the bid's there, the keys are there. No second chances. We're on the market and selling. Same courtesy at 5 if you like. But this at 940 now, at 940,000. You had the keys for a moment there. At 940, the bid. At 945 now, at 945. Time for a big bid to break the gridlock here today because we are on the market and selling here today at 945,000. Bids there, keys are there. We're selling once at 945. Done. Twice at 945.
One on top.
At 946. At 946 now. At 946,000. Easy bid to beat at 46. At 946,000. Fairly been offered. Bid there. At 946, so against your bid, bid's there at 946. We're on the market selling. They've got the keys as it stands. At 50 now, and a great bid at that at 950,000. At 950,000. At 950,000, best response to a big one. A big bid is an even bigger one. At 950, bids there. Opportunity with you. We are on the market. There's no second chances here today. We do play for keeps. If you've come to buy, you have to bid me now. If ever hold your peace, we're still done there, sir. At 950, thank you for your bidding here today. At 950,000, we're on the market. We sell. Once at 950, done. Twice at 950,000, done. Finished.
952.5.
At 952.5. At 952.5, we're back here at 52.5. At 952,500. At 500, 953. At 953,000. At 953, and you've got them down to $500 bids. You're not going to walk away for $500 bids. At 953,000, this is the time for a big bid, a statement bid. At 953,000, a knockout bid as we call it. 953, the bid now. At 953,000, the bid's there, the keys are there, the opportunity with you. At 953. At 953,000, once at 953, all done. Twice at 953,000, done. Finished. At 2,000. At 955 now, 955. At 955,000. At 955,000, bid there. 500 now, 955.5. At 955.5 now. At 955.5, fairly been offered back over there. Keys are there. Opportunity again with you at 955.5. At 955,500, 955,500. At 955,500, the bid. First call at 955.5, all done. Second call at 955,500. Done, finished.
Another 500.
At another 500, 956. At 956 now. At 556.5. At 956.5. Take me to 60. Might be the mental barrier. At 956,500. Bid there now. At 956.5. At 956,500. Fairly been offered now at 956.5. What do you say? Time for a big bid. At 956.5. Fairly been offered. Bids there. Opportunity with you. At 956.5. Once. At 956,500, all done. Second call at 956.5, done and finished. Third at 60, and a great bid at that at 960,000. Now fight fire with fire, sir. Small bids aren't working. Give me a big one. At 960,000. At 960,000, 61. At 961 now. At 961,000. At 961,000, the bid's back here. So are the keys at 61. At 961. At 961, the bid. At 961,000, fairly been offered now at 961. Bid there. What do you say? Might be your last chance. At 961,000. First call at 961, all done. Second call at 961, done and finished. Third, final call at 961. At 962 now. At 962. At 965, a great bid at that at 965. At 965,000, we're back there now at 965. It's just a big one. That's very original, isn't it? At 965. Never heard anyone interrupt an auction as they drove past before. First guy in the world to do that. At 965. At 965,000, bids there at 965. At 965,000, fairly been offered now. At 965, the bid. First call at 965. Second call at 965, the bid. Third, final call at 965. Done, finished, silent out at 965. Bid there. Opportunity with you now at 965. Do I have your absolute best here today? Is there more in the tank? Got to dig deep right now if you want to buy at 965 and a half, at 965 and a half, at 965 and a half now, at 965,500. Bid there at 965 and a half. Give me another big bid. At 967, at 967,000, at 967,000. Let's try 70 in the rise. At 967 in the bids here at 967. At 967,000, fairly been offered now at 967. We are on the market. We do sell here today at 967,000. As I said, if you want to buy, you have to dig deep right now. Be decisive if you want to buy at 967. Bid there, keys are there. We sell once at 967, all done. Twice at 967 the bid, done and finished. Third, final call at 967,000, at 967 and a half, at 967 and a half. How about 70, sir? At 967 and a half, and the bid's back here now at 967 and a half. Can I say 70 in the rise now? At 967 and a half, at 967 and a half now. At 1,500, so 969, at 969,000. At 969, fairly been offered now at 969 the bid. At 969,070 is a round number. It might be the barrier for the competition. Round numbers usually are at 969 the bid. At 969,000, bid there. Opportunity again with you. Ball back in your court at 969. At 969,000. You want to walk away with the keys or walk away with the knowledge that you gave it your best. Either way, at 969, just never leave any room for doubt. At 969,000, the bid's there, the keys are there. If you tell me that's it, I'll sell to the highest bidder. At 969, I want to give you ample opportunity to make the right decision for your family here today. At 969,000, once at 969, done. Twice at 969, done. Finished. Third, final call at $969,000 a bid. Are we all done?
970.
At 70 now, no, great bid at 970,000. At 970,000, at 970. Same opportunity here, give you ample time to make the decision at 970,000, but the keys are there at 70 now. At 75, great bid in at 975. At 975,000, pulling out the big guns at 975. It's just a big bid. You can make one too. At 975 the bid. At 975,000 and the bid's there. The keys are there. Have they done enough? At 975. You've always got to test a big bid with a response because you never know. It might be the last roll of the dice. At 975,000, the bid's there. The keys are there. Do I have your absolute best now? At 975. Once at 975, all done. Twice at 975, done, finished. Third, final call at $975,000 a bid. Are we all done? All finished, all silent out at 75. I'll do the same for you, sir, when I resell it. We're definitely done. Thank you for being here today. Let me see your eyes. Tell me one more time you're out.
No.
Definitely done? Because poker face behind the glass. Thank you very much for your spirited bidding here today. I wish you best of luck at the next time we meet at 975,000. Once, twice, third, final call at 975. Done, finished, silent and out. We are selling, selling, selling. So, congratulations and well bid. Please join me in congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts Rata and Co auction. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again soon. Thank you. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Well bid, mate. Congratulations. Well done. Who's the buyer? You? Yeah, fantastic.
Well done.
Very good.